Okay, good afternoon all. So today this video will be the continuation of what topics we discussed yesterday in the video. This will be about, yesterday we spoke about the aspects of rural industries, the classification of rural industries. Yesterday we took up of how rural industries have been classified. So rural industries has been classified in three major aspects, which we discussed yesterday. So there will be cottage industry, small scale industry, and agro based industry. Again, your cottage industry can be broken down into handlooms, handicrafts, sericulture, and khadi. And sometimes your khadi also can be classified into tiny, ancillary, and small units, rural artisans. So we had defined yesterday what are cottage industries and all. Cottage industries are the ones where the production happens in the where by using homemade products or home technology, local resources. Labors are available, cheap labors are available, which are being found out by the local people itself, and no much capital is involved in the cottage. So in that we saw handlooms, handicrafts, and khadi, and in the sericulture we people saw how techniques have been utilized to produce silk, and that we saw there are a few silk board institutions as well where we people govern those things. Then we people had even seen ancillary industries. Ancillary industries are ones which are to be focused and to be put for the ones which help the main organizations or bigger organizations to they become a helping hand to the people, to the bigger organizations. They manufacture small components, smaller components of the company, body parts basically, so that it is gives an helping supporting hand to the people, to the bigger companies. So that is ancillary industries what we had seen yesterday. And rural artisans also, we people saw how they create their products from their own hands and those things. Now how today's topic will be like the topic which focusing on is that is a role of rural industries in Indian economy. I'll write it completely for you. In Indian economy. So here we have certain points according to your syllabus. So we have employment opportunities, we have employment opportunities. So here by having or by providing the scope to your rural industries, what happens is that you might get used to with your local resources. You might utilize your local resources which are available at an possible extent, so that all the economical ways of producing or manufacturing a product is available. So here manpower which is available in the local area, in the local rural area I should say, is available to the people, is available to the public, to the manufacturers, rural entrepreneurs. So maximum usage or utilization can be taken by the rural entrepreneurs, not only with the manpower, but also with the technologies also you people can take. So one advantage why rural industries might give you is provide you with more employment opportunities. The second point is they have short gestation period. I'll tell you what is gestation. I have told you previously also. I'll repeat that again. So the second point is that they have very short gestation period. So the village industries especially have relative short gestation periods. So I was telling you the shorter gestation period. So shorter gestation period is available, that is for village industries. That is while large scale units take years to put up their their acts into correct play. They take a lot of time to promote their products, make the products available to the people, to all the people, to all the targeted markets, and they take, I mean, all their resources to be utilized properly. They take a lot of time in that. So small organizations, since the workload will be less, then since the competition will be less, the services what provided, the business basically will be lesser, so they will be able to understand the process pretty quickly and easily, and probably the profit earning period which is there, that will start. So the basic meaning here is, gestation here is the time taken by the company to earn the profits or to settle down. Time taken by the company to utilize completely and start earning profits. So the time taken by company to start earning profits. So the shorter is the gestation period, the more beneficial the company are. If the company takes longer gestation period, that means they take longer times to earn profits. If they are taking very less time, short time, that means they are taking less time to earn profits. More shorter it is, more beneficial it is. So that is second. Third point is that in one more, what rural industries are giving you today is they give you skilled workers. Earlier on, this was the question to be focused on, like whether our rural industries or rural sector people will be able to give us intelligent people, hardworking people, or whether it will be able to give us skill set of people or no. So, but the thing today, what training benefits the government is providing, what the sectors of rural industries are growing in the country. So probably we expect more skilled workers here coming out. There are few educated people, skilled people who know what has to be done, who have communication skills, who understand how the work has to be done. Not only that, they possess some leadership qualities also. So that is where it is able to give in a better percentage today. They are able to give skilled labors first. Next, fourth point in this topic is balanced regional development. So the one more important role what rural industries provide in Indian economy, or could help in Indian economy, is the balanced regional development. So since the country, how is the geographically we are dispersed, so village industries are capable of setting up their regional disparities. What used to happen earlier on, that people used to keep these regional disparities. Something like major factories have to be set up in metro cities itself. Their service outlets to be opened up in tier 1, tier 2 cities, and only this minor part of the services to be given in your tier 3 cities. Now, if you people see your in a couple of villages, taluks or cities, taluks especially, take our Hubli as example itself, so many showrooms have come. Rather than having it in Dharwad district, we people are promoting taluk to such a level that we are having so many of commercial business opportunities. Something like food sectors you take, food joints you take, automobile sectors you take, textile franchises you take. So where it has been gone are those days where people or entrepreneurs used to segment that the big markets to be opened only in metro cities. Now we see even the villages are being given importance, cities have been given importance, commercial cities have been tracked properly, all those. So this is where you are, since the villages and the rural village part is growing, that is where we people see there is an improvement, and we say we don't mind seeing some small little component parts or factory setup in small villages or taluks. So this is where your skilled laborers are promoting or provoking or motivating the investors to come and invest in rural areas. Then your profit earning, this thing, employment opportunities, these all the three top points which we people discussed, which help them here in this balanced regional development. Now when we talk about your next point, that is in the role, we have low cost employment. The typical thing is that the labors are cheap. Cheap in the sense they work for at a lesser cost. They don't go for higher cost. They always work I mean, the honesty, dedicated obviously will be there, but the at a price what they work is very much important as well. So at what rate they work, at what price they work is also pretty much important. So they work at a very lesser cost, they are available at a very lesser cost, so that will be an added advantage for other people, other business sectors. Then the sixth point here is utilization of local resources. So what we do here is that since we don't have enough capital with us in rural industries, and since we don't utilize high upgraded technologies and all, your money will be saved. Your money will be saved, and you will be working with a limited budget. So when you are working with a limited budget, you are forced sometimes to adopt or to utilize local resources. So advantage of low using, you never know what advantages you grab from the local talent. So you will be able to utilize them properly for your benefits, for your usage. That will be an added advantage. Though if you don't utilize it, will be a problem for your financial part, because you are supposed to put up your price, your money into acquiring of goods and technologies, which are you have to import them. So if you don't want those goods and things to be imported, so you are supposed to utilize your local resources if your budget is put under certain limitations. The next point is mobilization of savings. So by limiting yourself, by controlling, by putting yourself into things like such as restricting on the capital, restricting on utilizing other products other than your local product, using your own labor, what happens is that you will be able to save money. Savings in rural, because first of all, the capital or the money what you have got is very low, which will be very low. So rural savings generally used for your next consumption processes purpose. So the growth will happen more rapidly or more effectively over here, because your profits aren't to be shared amongst so many people. your labor is economical, your technologies are not that heavier, your supplies will not be that much in costlier, your marketing efforts won't go for higher money. So whatever amount of profits that you earn from the products, selling of product, you will be able to reap it faster, and you will be able to save certain for unforeseen conditions, and I mean the situations which you people can't predict, all those things. So that is point number 8. The point number 9 is export. It helps in your export as well. So artistic handicrafts such as your for valuable for like gems, jewelry, carpets, etc., which you people can export your local product. For example, you have seen, or I gave you example yesterday as well, where we people are majority of our foreign counterparts, prime ministers or the other countries' chief ministers or any other political party leaders come. So our tradition is we always gift them the Indian handicraft products, so that we promote rural handicrafts, promote handloom, these things, so that it promotes our products and promotes our product, promote our business. So exporting these, which may not be available in their countries or the foreign. So this might give you a certain boost or certain push to probably for the markets. So that is point number 9. The point number 10 will be other miscellaneous other advantages that will be like it depends on flexibilities of the operations, such as they can have individual, that is depending on their fashion, depends on the culture, depends on the taste. Then since everything is getting decentralized today, so you probably production has become more easier, simpler, and it gives you some notifications. So when we people have that, so when we people decentralization of the products we have made possible for the rural industries. So these are few advantages when we people have, when we concentrate on, when we define rural business, what are the advantages, or what is the positive role that rural industries are there. So I'll repeat all these points again. Role of rural industries in Indian economy. First point is your employment opportunity. Second one is your shorter gestation period. Third one is your skilled labor. Fourth one is your balanced regional development. Fifth one is your low cost employment. Sixth is your utilization of your local resources. And sixth is your augment production of consumer goods. Seventh is your mobilization of savings. Eighth is your export. Ninth is your export, and 10th are your other advantages. So these are few points that are the advantages of your rural industries. In the next sessions, what we'll be doing is we'll be understanding the disadvantages of the rural industries. So these are the 10 points which we people cover up. So in now we'll see the other counterpart. These are your 10 points of advantages, or you can say these are the positive roles which the rural industries play. Now we come to the contrary side, that these are the problems which rural industries are facing. So there are some 8 points here, so we'll be discussing that in this. That will be the closure of one subtopic. So first one is your non-availability of raw materials. First point is non-availability of raw materials. So having discussed about the advantages, such as employment opportunities and other 8 to 9 points, so there are, however, we have certain disadvantages also, where the rural industries people face is the shortage of raw materials. Everybody knows that to produce anything, to come up through anything, to manufacture anything, we need raw materials. We need organizations to run the show properly. We need the basic food intake so that if intake is not supplied properly to the companies, probably they don't produce the market, or they don't produce the food properly. So it is very important that you produce the raw materials, you supply the raw materials to the public, supply the raw materials to the public properly. Unfortunately, that is not happening in your rural areas. So next point is inadequate market. So when we people take this inadequate market, it might be, or it might be called as exploitative market also. So most of your rural industries get restricted with their sales in the local market. However, because there are only local people staying out there, local consumers buying your products, and unfortunately city people don't come to know what is your product all about. So in those regulated, in those restricted markets, it becomes very difficult for you to sell off your goods and earn maximum profits, or earn profits, to be very honest. So it is very important that you start producing your products, and start exploring products into different markets in the city, urban areas, metro city areas as well. So it depends on your you will be there will be lesser waste management aspects, unsecured or inadequate management, marketing results. So if you are exposing your products in the market, local markets, you will be limited with your marketing opportunities. But unfortunately, when you explore your marketing opportunities in cities, in the metro cities areas, it gives you more wings, or it gives you more scopes to improve and grow. So it is very important that this, but unfortunately, right now, what is happening in the rural areas is that you are not getting enough free markets. Next, outdated usage of technology. So since lack of finance, lack of capital, lack of the budget being given by your rural aspects, there is the technology gets a severe hampered. Your technology gets hampered here. Why? Because without technology, you can't achieve your productivity most often than not. So it is very important that you use proper technologies to get your product work done. Your work needs to be finished at a faster pace, at a reasonable pace. So humans can do it, but unfortunately humans can't match to the level of technology. So it is very important that you utilize your technology which are suiting your personality of an organization, which of course is the demand of that aspect of the product, and start using the technology which is required by the organization to produce. So unfortunately, again, there is the problem that they don't use that. The next point is your shortage of finance. So since these all first 4 points, non-availability of raw material, inadequate markets, outdated technologies, they all give to you one simple summary, that is the companies or the rural industries do run out of money, or do fall short of money. So if they had abundant money, if they had abundant capital, they would have utilized all these in a proper way. Since this is not going on, so there is shortage of finance for you, and since there is shortage, your whole process of growing might stop. So it is very important that finance is being to be occupied. Government also should see that proper financial assistance is being given to the rural industries. Next, fifth point is the competition which comes from larger industries and from all the corners. So competition which comes from not only from smaller organizations from city, but also from the larger scale people. So the competition, the severe cutthroat competition, sometimes rural industries will not be able to match, because with their limited resources they will not be able to give 100% competition to the people. Some people may survive, some people will saturate pretty quickly. So it is very important that if you want to compete with larger organizations, you need to have this point again, the blood flowing into your heart properly. Then power supply. Sometimes rural villages now situations have improved. But earlier on, if any organizations open up their manufacturing sectors, and if rural industries used to have power related problems, a majority of their work used to get stuck up, because people never, they never used to use the backup as their aspect. Now today, thanks to your government and thanks to your technology, that even rural industries have kept a certain alternative power backup options. But however, still there are there are problems where if there's no power, the whole work stops, and 1 days or 1 hours of work can hamper the organization's profits for a longer period of time. So that is one. Next is your lack of infrastructure, which we people have. Lack of infrastructure we have. You see, rural industries do not concentrate much in your rural infrastructure aspect. If you see buildings, malls and all in city areas, people get impressed with the infrastructures what we have. But unfortunately, here the problem is that the infrastructures might be weak, or they might be no sophisticated infrastructures. So that is what the problem might occur. So there are a lot of lack of infrastructure facilities. And the last one here are some legal problems which the people face. Legal problems such as might be related to the registration part, might be related to the compliance part, all those things. So due to lack of knowledge, lack of awareness, people face problems. So it is very important that your rural industries need to come all these problems, come over it, and see that they compete well with the larger organizations and provide more and more revenue generation to the bigger organizations and to the country, basically. Sorry. So these are few 8 points of where the rural industries are struggling right now. So I'll repeat those points. First is your non-availability of raw materials. Second is your inadequate market. Third is your outdated usage of technology. Fourth is your shortage of finance. Fifth is your competition from large scale. Sixth is your power supply problems. Sixth is your lack of infrastructure facilities. And eighth is your legal problems. So these are few problems which these things are being faced by the rural. And before that, we have taken these 10 positive or advantages by having rural industries in the country. So these are the two aspects of one topic. So in the next session, what we'll be doing is we will be understanding what are the measures to be taken or the government are taking to promote rural industries. Something like what 5-year plans have done, current 5-year plan, what it gives. Then we'll see what other institutions such as IDPR, that is IPR, Industrial Policy Resolution of 1977, what district industrial centers are doing, what national small industry corporations are doing, what SIDO are doing. All those things we'll be seeing them in the next session of this. So kindly go through these are very important from an examination point of view, and the next session will be coming up very soon. Right? Thank you.